Hi, welcome to episode 164. How did that happen? I know how it happened. It was COVID. COVID did it. So, hey, at least there's some good thing coming out of COVID, I guess. Actually, there's a couple, but we're not going to go into that. So, we've got a studio audience this evening. Usually our studio audience consists of a couple, one person. I have a few more than that this evening. I'm not entirely sure exactly how many we have. We even have people upstairs. We got people downstairs. Somewhere between 6 or 8. I don't know. Some people walked out. Some people, no. I don't know what's up with that. I go to mixed drinks and people walk out. I think that's just rude, but that's okay. No, just kidding. Tim, Kirsten, and Emily. All right. Usually we start with a toast, so we're going to go ahead and start with a toast. So I need to line up glasses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my God, 7 glasses. And somebody said we were going to do a Guyanese rum.
Yes.
So what we have here is a 2008 vintage Guyana rum. This is produced by Plantation. So Plantation is a bottler and blender of rums as opposed to being a distiller. So they don't actually have a distillery in Guyana. They're buying this from Diamond Distilling in Guyana, which is the only remaining distiller of rum in Guyana. All of them have failed other than this one, but the DDL has in fact bought most of the stills from all of the other rum distilleries, and as a consequence has a pretty extensive collection of very strange stills, including an all-wood still. And the all-wood still is one of the primary stills that is used to make Navy strength.
Slow down.
Navy strength.
Speed talking.
Sorry, is what is primarily used to make the Pusser's rum, which is targeted at the British Navy style of rums that were used for grogs prior to these very, very sad Black Tot Day, which was when the last tot of rum was given to the British sailors. And the British Navy has never been the same, quite frankly. All right, so we're going to do a little toast here. It's a toast. This rum clocks in, by the way, at some percentage of alcohol, 47%. So it's going to be a little hotter than most rums. So most rums in the United States that you will find are going to be bottled between 40 and 43%. There are obviously much higher proofs, things like the 151s that are 75.5% alcohol. This is nowhere near that area, but yeah, it's still going to be hotter than what some people are used to. This is yours and mine. There is a serving tray down there somewhere if you wish it, if we can find it.
It's right here.
There you go. Ta-da. Got it?
Yep.
Here, return to your waitressing days.
I'm going to return to my waitressing.
All right. So you might be asking, Pooch, what is it? All of a sudden you have a whole bunch of people in your house. Well, that's because it's a 3-day weekend, and we scheduled a bunch of gaming for this weekend. So we had a long game of Terraforming Mars for Elizabeth's birthday, and Elizabeth is still here. No, she's back. She's back. Because the Terraforming Mars game was Friday night. And then Saturday was a Magic tournament not here. And then we may have poured one too many. Can we? No, I don't think it's possible to pour too many, right? Track, jump. Games. Oh, gaming, right. And today was game day, which I think what we should do is toast to the fact that we could have, this is the first game day that we have had where we have had 3 separate tables going since COVID started. Yeah. So here's to controlling that fucking disease. Sorry about the language.
Yay, vaccines.
And being able to have friends over in large quantities and gather and gargle with high-proof rum so that nobody gets sick, right? Mm-hmm. Here, here. Oh.
I have another toast.
You have another toast?
I have another toast.
Okay, what is the other toast?
The first toast?
I have not.
Okay.
I moved back. Oh, that's yummy.
Congratulations, Andy Parks.
Oh,
Extraction 2.
Extraction 2.
On Netflix.
#1 film on Netflix. Our friend Andy Parks was the author of the original graphic novel for the first Extraction. I'm not entirely sure how connected he is to Extraction 2, but hey, it's a franchise now, and his name is associated with
I'm
it.
assuming he's at least getting a penny. So, you know.
If not, being able to just say, yeah, I'm the original author of the Extraction series,
Yeah.
that probably helps.
That'll get you at least bought a drink at a bar.
Yeah, yep. And Gwen would know because she's coming from LA, where they give you drinks for being movie stars. No, probably not. Actually, there are a dime a dozen out there. All right, so what?
Bam.
What? Yeah,
Bam is drinking vodka because, well, Bam drinks vodka. It's
Bam.
got pickles and olive in it, so it's like a meal. Instead it's a salad, so she sprinkled bacon bits in it.
So it's sort of like a martini with no gin, or sort of like a Bloody Mary without any tomato juice.
Right. And we have Bruce
Why?
with it.
And Bruce, yay! I'm sure other people will join, except that most of our studio audience is either here or on their way home from
Or an
here.
awesome con.
And Bruce asked,
Or at Awesome Con.
did Andy get to meet Chris Helmsworth? I don't think so.
I don't know if Andy was ever on the set for Extraction. We can ask Andy at some point. But big shout out to Andy Parks. Awesome dude. Awesome doings, sir. All right. So you don't want to listen to me talk. What you want to do is watch me make drinks and hand them out to various individuals that are in my household. So that's what we're going to do. Although, yeah, no, let's do that first. So the first drink that we're going to do is, I'm just going to lovingly call this the Third Thursday. So what we have here is that there is a social occasion that occurs on the third Thursday of every month for my division at work. The division that I work for, not my division as in ownership, but you get the impression, right? And I threw together a drink for that social occasion just based on kind of ingredients I had lying around, and folks went, damn, that's amazing, you should name that drink. And when I originally made the drink, I went, hey, I've got a name for it, and people went, no, you cannot use that name for that drink. So we're not going to use that name, we're going to use Third Thursday for the name of the drink. So here's the deal, it starts out like a typical punch, right? So the usual recipe, 1 sour, 2 sweet, 3 strong, and then we hold off on the 4 weak for a moment. So what I have in here are the basis of that punch, which is 1 sour, in this case 1 part lime juice, 2 sweet, so that's 2 parts of hibiscus tea syrup, which is this red stuff here. So we can credit Zach and Amy for giving me sachets of really high quality hibiscus tea. I made that tea to sort of high strength hibiscus tea. This is very tart, and then mixed enough sugar into it to make a 2-to-1 syrup. So we have hibiscus tea syrup. So there's lime, hibiscus tea syrup, and then I used I used 3 ounces or 3 parts of a pretty simple rum. I used Angostura 1919. This is from Trinidad and Tobago. It's produced by Angostura. Yes, the same people that make Angostura bitters. This is a very clean, column still rum, very much in the Spanish, Cuban, Puerto Rican style, very much like Bacardi or Havana Club or something along those lines. Much easier to get than true Havana Club, slightly harder to get than traditional Bacardi, but much more flavorful, and it doesn't have that. Bacardi has a distinctive sort of petrol aftertaste to it. It doesn't taste like petrol, but it's sort of reminiscent of that, hey, is somebody pumping gas around here kind of feeling, right? So I'm not a big fan of that piece of the Bacardi pie, and I don't really want to use a higher quality Bacardi like the 10-year or something like that does away with some of that, because it's just a little more expensive than using the Anglo 1919, and I'm making a bunch of cocktails this evening, so I'm sorry folks, I'm going to go with a little lower quality than I might if I'm only mixing 2. All right, so 1 ounce, what?
The music tonight is Los Straight Jackets.
Right, so the music tonight is Los Straight Jackets.
Who is playing at the Birchmere.
They are playing at the Birchmere.
July 10th,
You should go see them. Yeah.
but it is sold out if you don't have tickets already.
So you should hang out outside the Birchmere and listen to those Straitjackets and tell them that they should come back, or tell Birchmere that they should come back. So this is just the basis for a rum cocktail or a rum punch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some ice to this, and I've done 3 portions, right? So there's 3 ounces of lime, and there's 6 ounces of hibiscus tea and 9 ounces of rum in here. In addition to the Angostura 1919, I pulled 2 ounces back and went with a higher proof, I went with a higher proof other Plantation. This is the OFTD, Yes, so it says old-fashioned traditional dark on the label. Turns out that's the label they could get away with, because, oh fuck, that's delicious. Doesn't make it past the tobacco and alcohol bottling labeling censors. So yeah, so instead it's old-fashioned traditional dark. Right. This also kicks up the alcohol content quite a bit, because instead of being 40 to 43%, this is a 69% alcohol rum. So, but there's only 2 ounces in there, along with the other 7 ounces. Yeah. So, all right. So we're gonna throw some ice in here. And there's another thing of ice. We're gonna see how this works. Can I get all this in here? I can. Excellent. I wasn't sure that was going to work. Do I have a bar back that's willing to throw some ice into glasses for me? The reason normally you don't see me pressing down, that's because I just let the cold air do the work for me. So normally, when you see bartenders put together their shakers, they've got 2 metal shakers or a glass and metal shaker. The cold air in here actually causes condensation of the atmosphere inside the glass, which creates a vacuum and holds this together. I've got a lot of volume in here, and this is a very thick glass. I'm not entirely sure how well this will hold together. I'm also using a blender tin, which has this little indentations periodically. I'm not sure the seal will hold, so I'm being very cautious with this.
Cubed or
I would like crushed ice in there, please. Yes. About 2/3. This is the Mrs. Elizabeth Green. Mrs. That's a lot of liquid to be throwing around. I just want some dilution off of there. What I did at the social event is I mixed this, shook it up, and then strained it back in to something that I could pour off of, like such. Because you don't want all the crushed, icky, nasty, crunchy bits of ice. I'll get rinsed. Now, when I was making these, I was making sort of short versions of this, so I was using about 1.5 ounces of this juice, this punch in those. So we're going to do roughly the same thing. I'm going to grab one of these, and we're going to pour. Okay, so we got 1.5 ounces. I may have to go 2 ounces. I think 2 ounces is probably better for these. We'll see how many of these we get. More. Got it. And 2 ounces.
Who says that looks like a tasty drink?
Oh, we're not done yet. That. How many of these am I doing? Do we know?
1, 2, 6.
6. Okay, so we're at 6.
I think I filled 6.
Looks like 6 to me. Okay. Maybe I didn't need quite that much. All right. So the next thing that we do.
Elizabeth and I are luscious, and Gwen and I aren't going anywhere.
So the next ingredient in this, so we're going to lengthen this out just a bit. And what I used to lengthen it out at the social event was this stuff. This is a ginger beer from Q, but it is not their standard ginger beer. This is their tropical ginger beer, which means there are tropical tropical fruit flavors in it. And you can do things like, okay, well, we'll just pour that right in there. All right, so you get this nifty little coloration. Right, that looks kind of cool. Or you can do just a portion of this and then fill out the rest with, oh, I don't know, Topo Chico, which is a mineral water, right? You can twist this off probably, right? Because that's not working the way I want it to. Really, is this the wrong church key to use for this? Nope. Oh. There you go. So there's that one. Or you could do something else, like reach for Fever Tree sparkling lime and yuzu. Sparkling water. Do that. And if you want a little more flavor with these guys, you can top off with a little more ginger beer just for flavor. We're going to do ginger beer adding to these 3. We are just lengthening here, so I'm not too worried about proportions, just trying to keep them even. Okay, so this guy is the straight tropical ginger beer. Who wants?
I want to try it.
So we're going to take and stick a straw in there. This is a straw from Surfside Sips. Surfside Sips is a premier maker of glass straws for tiki and other things. And if you want some glass straws that are like made really, really well, you should contact Surfside Sips and you should use Lovecraft Cocktails promo code, which is Lovecraft, Lovecraft, and you'll get a discount. We get a kickback, which we then use to purchase more straws so that you can see more straws on the show.
That's really good.
Yep. So this one, so this is the Topo Chico, right? This is the straight Topo Chico. Yep. You want that one?
Sure.
Sure. This one is the yuzu and lime.
I want that one.
And the yuzu and lime, let's show a different Surfside Sip straw. So this is a bluish green straw, but it is formed to look like a piece of bamboo. So that goes in there. Ta-da.
Linda, which one do you want?
So each of these has a little bit of ginger beer. We can add more ginger beer. We can add many, many other things. Topo Chico, yuzu. I have plain ginger beer in the back. What do you want?
With a little bit of the mineral water stuff.
Topo Chico it is. There's the Topo Chico. Oh look, we still have Surfside Sip straws. Ta-da. There's a red one. Here's a jade green one that is shaped to look like bamboo. So let's stick that in there for Linda. Yep. I would recommend, I should have said this, taking the straw and stirring this a little bit just to combine everything together before taking a slurp.
The ginger beer, please.
All right. The fruit one?
Or regular, that's what you got left.
No, I still have a can of this left. And we found the Q ginger beer at Giant Safeway, Giant supermarket. That's the word I'm looking for. Blue straw, short, fat, bamboo-ish. There you go, sir.
Thank you very much.
That means this one's mine. Let's go with the last of the ginger beer. That goes there. We'll go here, here, and here. And then we're going to go there. And then we're going to top it off with Topo Chico, because what the heck?
So, I have a commercial interruption.
Oh no.
Other than Surfside Sips.
What is this? What are we doing? It's a donut. Oh my god.
Donut. So, I have found a new donut place. Donut Chew in Annandale, which is part of the food court in the international market right next to the block. I'll put a link. They're mochi donuts. So they're made with rice flour. They're really yummy.
They're soft and squishy. Squishy, like mochi. They're squishy. They're like little mochi balls connected to each other in a ring. It's very tasty and sort of strange, but we like it. So what do you think? Summery, refreshing. I totally threw this together on a lark at the social event, and I was just like, oh, I'm so pleased with how this turned out. And like I said, you can go in many different directions with how you lengthen this out. If you decide that you don't want to lengthen it out and you've just got, punch, you can drink this. It's probably tasty, but it'll be a little heavier hit, right? So I would definitely, if you're going to do this, I would definitely do like sort of a packed crushed ice and then pour that in there, or shake it a little longer, or shake it with crushed ice in order to get more dilution off of it. Otherwise it's going to be a little too, in order to get a little more dilution off of it. But apparently we have some of this left, so if anyone wants a top off, let me know, because there's stuff sitting right here.
Matt and Gabby, there's a donut chew in Richmond.
So there we go. That is first cocktail. This is called the Third Thursday. Oh, and my straw, because it's still June, right? Yep. This is pink straw, made out of glass, with a rainbow flag on it.
Yeah.
Surfside Sips, we love ya.
Yes.
All right. We have the boy. Did you need something, or are you just poking your head in?
No, I'm just poking my head.
All right. Good. Okay, so next cocktail. What do we want to do for our next cocktail? Well, before we delve in,
Anything new?
we do, and I was just going to suggest that because people just got their drinks, so it seems a little odd for me to just throw together another drink and go, here, have more booze. Although I kind of like doing that, but so this is a new book. This is a new cocktail book, and this is actually written by a friend of ours, a person that was a friend of ours who's been a guest on the show, as opposed to a book writer that we then had as a guest on the show, which we've had that. No, we have not yet had that. That's coming. Although there's been video.
Yeah, because it was in this short video.
It was in the short video, yeah, because we had Matt Petrick. This is Nate Wilkinson's book, and Nate was a bartender that we met at. The only thing that is coming to mind is the Silmarillion, and that's totally wrong. Vermilion, thank you. Vermilion, which is one of our favorite restaurants, or was one of our favorite restaurants in Old Town. COVID happened, and we're still trying to figure out where restaurants are in terms of rankings and that sort of thing, because the entire restaurant scene is different than it used to be. It just is. So Nate goes by the Jolly Bartender on Instagram, Facebook, that sort of thing. And so we got a copy of his book. Nate, I'm sorry to say, I have to admit, I have not even cracked open your book yet. There's something about going to the Hookie Lao and then catching up on work and all that sort of thing. I haven't even opened this yet, but I follow you on Facebook. I follow you on Instagram. So I know what kind of recipes are in here, and I'm really looking forward to delving into this and seeing what you say and what's there, because Nate's a great guy. So there you go. There's Nate's book. If the tentacles start growing around the book, somebody let me know, okay? Because that might be a little on the freakish side.
I will put a link to the book.
Here, we're just going to spike that with a little more rum, because, I can. Okay, so what else do we have that's new? So we're at friends of ours called us up one night and said, hey, we're going to Captain Gregory's. We have 2 extra seats. Do you want to come? And strangely enough, Star and I didn't say, oh, heck yeah, let's go. We did the...
We're in pajamas, settling in for a night on the sofa.
And we were like, do we want to? Do we not want to? Okay, let's do this. Do we really want to? I'm not sure. If you're not in the mood for Captain Gregory's going to a speakeasy, then it has that chance of like kind of ruining the experience. Do it. It's Captain Gregory's. We know them. They know us. It'll be a fine time. Let's go. So we went, and while we were there, there was a drink that was served in a peacock mug. And our friend who goes by 13 Owlets fell in love with this mug. She just adored it. And Star has been oogling this mug for years, I think, at this point. She's seen it at multiple bars, loves the mug, but the shipping on the mug was a little prohibitively expensive, but not if you're ordering 2 of them. So she ordered 2 mugs and gave one to 13 Owlets, and we kept the other, and this is the mug. Now, you too can get this mug. This is just a Barconic tiki mug, but you know, this is not like Ekum Bookum. This is not a custom job or anything. But look at this. Look at this peacock. How do you not like this mug? This is so cool. Right? There you go. You've got a huge opening here, which means you can do all sorts of garnishes with this. Imagine your peacock like this with a big spray of mint coming out over the back end of the peacock, right? Like a big peacock tail. Actually, that's not a her. That's a him, because male peacocks have the big plumage. It's the female ones that are like, dude, that's impressive. Ooh, he's more impressive. You know? So there you go. So that's so we both have peacock mugs now. So what we might have to do is go back to Captain Gregory's and bring our own peacock mugs with us. We have heard tell that people have shown up at Captain Gregory's with their own mugs and said, here, make me a drink and put it in here. So we could do that. We have a few tiki mugs, 1 or 2, and you'll still. Oh, by the way, So today we've been playing a whole bunch of board games, and I've been trying to stay hydrated. So what am I doing? This is one of the great things when you have a ton of tiki mugs. You can take one of your cool tiki mugs, like this one that we just got from the Huki Lao, and you can just use it as a water glass. Complete with a Surfside Sips tentacle straw. We are nothing if we are not Lovecraftian around here. And we played That's true. I should mention this. So you might, if you've been watching the show, you know that we do a lot of tiki drinks. Sometimes we delve into sort of the more craft cocktail drinks. And there's Lovecraftian decor around. I mean, there's tentacles on the wall over here. There's a shrine to Admiral Cthulhu over in the corner over there. Right? There's a squid hanging over my head, for goodness sake. But we don't often talk Lovecraft on the show. Well, we played a board game today that was the doom that came to Atlantic City, which it's billed as an anti-Monopoly game of like eldritch horror with all sorts of the elder gods from the Cthulhu myth or the Lovecraftian mythos, and you're all battling to be the first one to destroy the planet. Turns out, that game was so much fun, we played it twice in a row, and I'm guessing that there's a copy of it on order now. Or will be soon, yes. As soon as we figure out what else has to go in that order in order to get free shipping, because, yeah, that's how they get you. And, well, we still have room on a shelf somewhere. Maybe. I'm not sure we do. But, yeah, okay. So there you go. There's Lovecraftian references, and there's cocktails, and that's what this show is all about, is loving craft cocktails, making tiki drinks, and Lovecraft and his mythos, and all of the folks around him. So, yeah, here's to the frickin' racist bastard he was. All right. So we should do a second cocktail, right? Is that...
Yes.
We should? Okay.
Yes.
So I've...
Drink a second cocktail.
I have made this cocktail before. I've made this cocktail, I think, multiple times on the show. But we're going to go ahead and do it again. Did the music stop? It got quiet. Right. So this cocktail is one that is traditionally produced in the mug. And this is one of those cocktails that, unless... This is like the mojito. So the mojito is a very tasty cocktail. But the mojito requires sugar and mint and muddling. This one requires lime and muddling. Lime and sugar and muddling. When your bar is busy and slammed, the last thing the bartender wants to see is an order for 8 mojitos or 8 caipirinhas come through, because you can't bulk muddle. There's just no way to do that. So here's my helpful tip to you when you're at a bar. Even if you really want a caipirinha or a mojito, watch the bar and see if the bartender's really busy. If he is, don't order it, or wait till the bartender is less busy, or even better, say, hey, I'd love a caipirinha when you get the chance, and just know that you'll get it at some point in the evening, right? Just let the bartender have the knowledge that there's a caipirinha coming. So this is what a caipirinha is. So caipirinha is nothing more than sugar, lime, and rum. Dude, that sounds a lot like a daiquiri. There are so many variations on the daiquiri in the world depending on how you do it. So normally for a mojito, what you would do is you would take some quartered or chunked pieces of lime, working out to about a single lime in terms of amount. And then you would add either granulated sugar, sometimes super fine sugar. Don't use powdered sugar. Bad. Powdered sugar has cornstarch in it. Bad, bad, bad. You don't want to do that. Or you can just make it a little easier on yourself, and you can use simple syrup, which is what I'm going to do here. And I'm just going to go with a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. Pour that in there. This is in fact a 2-to-1 simple syrup. If you're using a 1-to-1 simple syrup, you will want to use a little more, obviously. Now the great thing about the caipirinha, well, amongst the many, many great things about the caipirinha, is that, do you have to use sugar? No, you could use any syrup you wanted for this. So we could make a caipirinha using, oh, I don't know, the hibiscus tea syrup that we were just using. Wait, let's do that. Let's put a little lime in there. Again, we're just approximating here on a single lime. And we're going to add a 1/4 ounce. This also is 2-to-1. Right, that goes in there. Right, double checking here. That's 22 milliliters. Okay, it's 30 milliliters, so 2 ounces, right? Got to do math in your head. So kids, stay in school, learn how to do math, work with fractions and ratios, so you too can make good cocktails, because you know that's what we're here for, right? That is not a muddler. That's a sharpening steel. But you know what? If you're in a pinch and you don't have a muddler, but somebody's got a sharpening steel, there's your muddler right there. I fortunately actually have a muddler sitting right here in my hands. And you want to gently muddle this. You don't want to really cram it in there, because what you're going to do, if you cram it in there, you're going to get some of the bitter pieces off of the peel, or not the peel, the pith, that white part between the juicy bits and the peel. And really what you're trying to do here is just express the oils off of the peel and get a little bit of the juice released. So we're just going to do a little of that. Just like that. There we go. And then we'll do the same with the hibiscus mojito. You want a spiced mojito? Or a cinnamon mojito? Use your spiced or cinnamon syrup that you happen to have lying around. We may do that because, well, there's more than 2 people here. So next up, we want to use cachaça. So cachaça is a Brazilian spirit and it does use cane syrup. So it is essentially a rum by all U.S. standards, because U.S. standards say in order for it to be called a rum and bottled and sold as a rum, it has to only include ingredients that are produced from sugarcane. That's basically, okay, minimum bottling strength of 40% alcohol in order for it to be called a rum. Other than that, sort of the gloves are off in terms of what can be billed as rum in the U.S. So we're going to go 2 ounces of Kasasha. Right, Pooch, not all of us have Kasasha lying around. Can I make a Caipirinha using something other than Kasasha? You absolutely can. The Brazilians are going to argue with you that it's not actually a Caipirinha. That's okay. You can make it with other things and call it whatever you want to call it. If you make it with vodka, you can, well, stop talking to me. No, just kidding.
Hey, there's a vodka we want to try.
There is a vodka that we want to try, and there is room for vodka in the world. I even have vodka around, so we're going to give this a quick little stir just to mix things up.
Yes. So, one of our guests here asked if we had this book. I said yes. Because we have it. Because we met him at the...
Is that Garrett? Garrett Richards? Yeah. Garrett was so nice. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir. These are a little light in terms of alcohol for these glasses, but that's okay, because that's okay. You don't have to be massively alcohol forward. So there we go. We've got 2 Caipirinhas there. Like I was saying, if you don't have Kasasha, can you make a Caipirinha? So if you make a Caipirinha using vodka, there's an actual name for that. Besides wrong. What, you want this? Yeah. Okay. There is, it's called the Caipiroski. But you can get away with using other rums as a Caipirinha base. I'd recommend a lighter rum, something column distilled, or if you really want to go funky, you can go with like a rum agricole or something along those lines. What's the difference, Pooch? So a rum agricole, or a rum done in the French agricole style, is rum that is done from a fermentation of sugarcane juice as opposed to sugarcane syrup or from molasses. Now, something like 90 to 95% of all the rum on the planet is made from fermented molasses. So rum agricoles are very different animals. They taste very different from most of your usual rums. And you could even do something like this with a Clarin from Haiti, or the Rivers rum from Grenada, which is it's different. The Grogu would make a fine not Caipirinha. But don't be afraid to try your hand at doing a Caipirinha with something else. So I have not tasted either one of these. And we're purely experimenting here. I pretty well know how that one's going to taste. I don't know if the hibiscus syrup is actually going to come through. A little bit. Let's flip the straw around. Yeah, I prefer the original. I like my Caipirinhas a little strong. These are pretty strong. You might... No, you should just drink these. Never mind. Never mind. Folks still have their straws? Mm-hmm. Yes? Okay, so we've got the hibiscus, which there's not a whole lot of difference in here. You're not getting a whole lot of flavor from the hibiscus syrup, because really there's a 1/4 ounce in this thing, and 2 ounces of 2 ounces of Kasasha. So let me...
I'm sure to carry them.
You're going to carry them? Okay, so there we go. The green one is the green or bluish one, has the hibiscus syrup. And you can split these however you would like to split them. And I has plenty of lime here. I can make others. I has the limes. Would anyone like if I were to make a caipirinha using rum instead of casacha to see how different the flavors are? Yes? No? Second question. So those tasting the caipirinha, is it too strong? Do you need a little more syrup in there? Okay. You're going to be fine with that. All right. I've been talking and not drinking, so.
That's strong. Yeah.
So this guy, the Third Thursday, nice lengthened out, right? It's a basic punch, but it's pulled out. It has a nice long complexity of flavor. The caipirinha is doing the like upside the face done, right? How we doing? We doing okay?
Doing okay. How you doing?
You want to do a rebalanced caipirinha? We can do that. I want to do a rebalanced caipirinha.
Okay.
It's my bar. I can do that.
You can do it if you want to.
So I went with a 1/4 ounce. We could kick that up to a 1/2 or 3/4 of an ounce. Opinions? 1/2, 3/4. Linda? 3/4?
Yeah.
You went with a 1/4 and you're saying you want, a syrup.
Of syrup, right.
I thought you were increasing rum by these amounts. What is wrong with you?
Here's another.
With a 1/4 ounce of rum in the first place?
There's not a whole lot wrong with me when it comes to alcohol. Aside from lack of storage space. Okay, so we're gonna... Alright, so lightly muddle. There's probably a few more lime pieces in here. I just wasn't sure how many of these caipirinhas we were going to make. Why does it smell salty? I don't know. I didn't put any salt in it. I didn't put any saline in it, which, I usually do put saline in cocktails. I love my ice maker. It is so So
Eddie is jealous of your ice maker.
this ice maker, this thing was empty of ice when the broadcast started. It makes ice pretty darn quick. It would be making more ice except for the fact that it's probably out of water at the moment.
Yeah.
That goes in there. Yep. This goes. Okay. So there we go. We got that. We need the 2 ounces of casacha, right? No, we were going to do a rum version of this, right? Or a rebalance. Let's do a rum rebalanced with rum. And I'm stepping away from the camera so you can't see me, and I'm going to give people a treat.
We have people making friends on
Here we go, my friends. This is Havana Club. This is actual Havana Club. This is not made by Bacardi. This is made by actual Cuban industry, such as it is. This is the good stuff. This is also the stuff that I would really, really like the U.S. government to get around to importing. They just don't seem to want to do that yet. There was a brief period of time where it was available under the Obama administration. All right, let's rinse this straw off. Almost assuredly there is rum in Sri Lanka. So we have a friend that has a trip to Sri Lanka coming up, and they are offering to bring us back rum if they can find any. I'm like, there is Sri Lankan rum. I guarantee it somewhere. There you go. Folks, I'm going to send this around. You can stick your straws in there, give that a shot. I still like it better with casacha, but that is a much more balanced, less spirit-forward version of the caipirinha. By the way, we made a fair amount of lime juice today, because I didn't know how many of these cocktails we'd be making. So this is a bunch of lime husks made from juicing limes, and a bag that wasn't entirely closed. Okay. Well, that'll be a mess to clean up.
Well, that's good.
So this is sugar and lime in lime husks in equal proportions, or it was. We'll need a vacuum over here.
I'll get a vacuum when we're
Yep.
done.
When we're done. And we'll let this sit for a few days. And what this will do is all of the sugar, which is hygroscopic, will pull all of the water out of the lime peels, and it'll make a natural syrup. It'll make a lime cordial, which is beautiful for adding a bit of lime and a bit of sweetness to anything. Also is really great for making limeade. That's the problem with this, is that there's sugar between the closure on this bag, and that's why it is not seating entirely well. Gotta get that off my hands. Okay. Let's not step on the lime peels. Ugh. Ew. They've already started to fall apart because they will decompose because of the sugar. So that's kind of a weird feeling when you reach over and grab one of those. Little squishy. Yep. Okay. How we doing on time? We're down to 10 minutes. Woohoo. Okay, so we're right in the ballpark to do a third cocktail. So we did one brand new original cocktail. Then we did the Caipirinha, which we've done on the show a couple of times. I'm now going to revert to doing a cocktail that we have done on the show a lot. And that is the drink by which tiki files define good tiki bars. And that is the Mai Tai. So the reason that I want to do this is because there are a lot of drinks out there that are called Mai Tais. And unless you know what you're drinking, know what you're looking for in the flavor profile of a Mai Tai, you are liable to get many different things. And not all of them are good. And that might give you a skewed vision of what a Mai Tai actually should be. And given that the Mai Tai has the reputation for literally being the best, that maybe it would be good to be able to taste an authentic Mai Tai, right? Seems like a plan. So let's do that. Okay, first of all, on the sweetener for a Mai Tai. The sweetener, and this is going to be an authentic 1944 version of the Mai Tai. There are several out there, but this is the 44 version. So the sweetener for this is often split between an orgeat, which is almond, which I have my almond syrup out here somewhere. I know I do, right here. Right, so this is essentially a homemade almond milk syrup. Right? Do we have anyone that is allergic to nuts? Linda's allergic to nuts. So no Mai Tai for her. We have multiple other cocktails we can give to Linda. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. She's fine already. Normally this is split a quarter ounce of orgeat and a quarter ounce of simple syrup. That's good and all, but I really like just a full half ounce of the orgeat and just skip the whole simple syrup thing. So that's what we're going to do. So there's a half ounce of orgeat. Lest you think that all of these recipes are committed to memory or written down on my board, they are not. Sometimes I don't get a recipe written down on the board, and sometimes even for like an iconic recipe like the Mai Tai, there's so many things going on that I'm like, wait, how much of this, how much of that? So I'm pretty sure that it's a full ounce of lime, but I'm gonna check. Yep, full ounce of lime. Yeah, I have blue painter's tape up on the wall here with tiki recipes for the tiki cocktails I like to make, because don't we all? I mean, why not? Blue painter's tape doesn't, you know, you can pull it off with no problem. You decide to switch out what cocktails you like, sure, do that. So full ounce lime juice. Yep, just double checking. Should I make a double with this? Should I make two? I should make a double? Okay, sorry. So let's do another ounce of lime juice. And then a half ounce of the orgeat. Who was it that was looking at these bottles, this kind of bottle enclosure, and was trying to figure out how to open it? And then, because they had this kind of enclosure, and they were trying to pull this up and do all, and then
That's how, right,
and then I
he showed me a different way to do. So I don't do it that way, but I've done it a different way, and then he showed me the way he does it, and I was like, oh my god, that's
because I went like that. Like, I was just like, wait, there's another way to do that? What? Yep. Okay, I added the orgeat. I already added the second ounce of lime juice, right? Okay. So this is a good example of why you add these ingredients first. So if you started with the rum and then you got to talking with someone after you'd poured some of the ingredients or got distracted, then you'd be a, wait, what all is in here? And you can't stop and ask the patron, like, hey, did I put the orgeat in here or not? And they're like, dude, why are you asking me? You're the bartender. In which case you'd be forced to just toss this because you don't actually know what's in it. Bad move. Put the cheap stuff in first. So next up is a dry curacao. You can make your Mai Tai with triple sec. You can make your Mai Tai with Cointreau. You can make it with just about any orange liqueur you like. I happen to like making it with dry curacao, and it is a half ounce, so we're going to double that to a full ounce. You following me here? So we got orgeat, we got lime juice, and we've got curacao or some other orange liqueur. Really? Okay. Just double checking. Thought it was 2 ounces of rum. It is 2 ounces of rum. Now, if you were going to make an authentic 1944 Mai Tai, the rum that you would use is the 17-year Ray and Nephew. They made so many Mai Tais that there is no more 17-year-old Ray and Nephew left. Okay, there are a handful of bottles, and they are selling for things like $50,000 a piece. So, yeah, we're not going to be doing that because I'd like to retire someday.
Nor are we getting the Appleton.
Right. So Appleton has produced a remake of that, which is supposedly flows to all of the flavor profiles of that original rum. Many folks will tell you that the best way to do the rum profile for this is to do an ounce of a heavy Jamaican rum and an ounce of a rum agricole from France. Because if you look at the original recipes from right after they ran out of the Ray and Nephew, you will see them calling for Jamaican rum and French rum or Martinique rum. Here's the deal. At that time, Martinique wasn't producing very much rum agricole. They were producing rum industrial, which is rum made from molasses. So it's French rum, but made from molasses. So if you really want to be like as authentic as you can, you should be trying to find some French rum out there from Martinique that is made in the industrial process, i.e. made from molasses. Do I have such rum? I do. I have French territory rums that are made in industrial, but I have very few of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you what is the more traditional way in terms of modern tiki making, which is we are going to use a rum agricole that is aged and a Jamaican rum. And so the rum agricole that is aged and almost the universal choice in most cases is Clement's VSOP. This is an aged rum agricole. I'm going to pour a little into glass, provided I have shot glasses left, which of course I do. And this can be passed around so that people can take a sniff of this. And you can tell that it has a very different nose than your molasses-based rums. Okay, so we need 1 ounce per cocktail, and there's 2 cocktails in here, of the VSOP. So why don't I just do 2 ounces, right? So there's 2 ounces of rum agricole. And then you need 1 ounce of a heavy Jamaican rum. And I really like Dr. Bird for this process, whatever. For these drinks did I be making for y'all.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 2 ounces of the Dr. Bird. All right, so you've split your base on rums between the rum agricole. Oh, hold on a second. Between the rum agricole and the Jamaican. The Jamaican is really coming through. That Dr. Bird is really, there's some bird song occurring right here. There you go. We're going to take some crushed or pebble ice. That's going to go in here, just like that. Now, one of the other things you can do if you want to kick up the lime flavor of your cocktails is you can take lime peel or the leftover lime husks from squeezing lime juice and throw them in with your shaker. And what that'll do is it'll bruise up the peel and it expresses the peel and gives you a little more of that lime sense. I have leftover bits of lime. I'm just going to toss them in. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and kick up the lime flavor. So that just goes together. The Mai Tai cocktail is, in fact, a shaken cocktail. If you see people using blenders for it, I mean, it's okay, but come on, shake your drinks. If you see someone stirring a Mai Tai, you should be concerned. There are liquids in here that don't like to mix, and you want the dilution from the crushed ice. So, yeah, that would be a little weird. Oh, it's so foamy. Oof. You done a good shaky there. All right, here we have a glass. Do I have any more Mai Tai glasses?
Why, yes, you do.
Hey, wait, there's a Mai Tai glass that says Mai Tai till I die. Yes, we should use that one too. Right. So we're just going to split this. There we go. We'll add some more crushed ice, bring those up to snuff here. But Pooch, isn't there supposed to be a float of dark rum on top of a Mai Tai? No. But Pooch, your Mai Tais aren't pink. Right. All right, here we go. Surfside sip straws. Those go in there. We should have mint, because, well, what's a Mai Tai without mint? Okay, it's a Mai Tai without mint, but normally what you would do is you would also take a lime husk and you would stick that in here as well, just to give you sort of an island look to it, with a little island creeping out of the ice. Also, yes, I'm smacking the mint. Smack the mint. Why do you smack the mint, Pooch? Well, you're doing that in order to get the leaves to release some of their essential oils and make it a little more aromatic. And because it's just fun to say. Smacking my mint up. Yep. And one of the tricks that you'll see a lot of the tiki bars use is they will stick the straw into the mint or arrange the mint around the straw. So you can't take a sip of this cocktail without sticking your nose down in the mint in order for that to all work together. So there we go. We've got 2 authentic Mai Tais, and I'm going to stick a straw in one of these. Yep, did that right. Okay.
Nate says, nice mint slap.
Hey, Nate.
Hey, did
Hey,
you show
Nate.
Nate what's sitting on the bar?
Did I show Nate what's sitting on the bar? I assume
That
that's
we
why.
showed off earlier in the show?
I assume that's why Nate showed up, was because you made mention of Nate's book. Woohoo, home bartending. Thank you, Nate. We love you, man. We have to have you on the show again. Yep, that should be good. All right, there you go. We got 2 authentic Mai Tais. We've done caipirinhas in a multitude of different ways, And we've now done the third. We started off with the third Thursday, which is a homemade creation that has a number of different ways in which you can lengthen the cocktail. But I think that little bit of the tropical ginger beer really makes that cocktail. Now you can do it all with ginger beer, but just a hint of the ginger beer and some other topper, I think really makes the cocktail. So there you go. That's Lovecraft Cocktails for another week. Thank you all for the largest studio audience I've ever had, which, you know, admittedly is 6 or 7, right? Yep. And we got through the show successfully without giving alcohol to the minor, so that's good. And we're going to do what we usually do. The sign-off for Lovecraft Cocktails is, remember, the end is nigh. And I'm going to drink now, and we're going to say goodbye. So here we go.
The end is nigh.